What happens when privatized institutions that rely heavily on nepotism and privilege-based acceptance get wealthier over time and more powerful and more political, while the general public becomes increasingly more intelligent in sort of a polymathematical way? What happens when the research done in these institutions becomes more insular and narrow? We like to think of these institutions as serving us, the general public, but they're really serving private interests and private equity. What is the percentage of community colleges that were connected in some way to the Epstein files? 0%. Of the 8, there are only 8 Ivy League schools. What percentage of them were affiliated in some way with the Epstein files? 100%. 100%. Why were the majority of the individuals in Epstein's closest circle affiliated with the political party that begins with a Z? Why is the British Museum posting AI-generated people in their photos, and then unfollowing people who criticize them? Why is an institution that is showing us history promoting the use of AI? Is it possible that it would be a liability for them to photograph any real human being next to that many stolen artifacts? Or is it possibly something darker and deeper? In 2022, Palestine had one of the highest literacy rates in the entire world. Way higher than Israel, way higher than the United States, and higher than just about every single individual country in the European Union. Why were libraries targeted? Why were universities targeted? Why is the British Museum using AI? Why is Japan enforcing laws to protect children against the misuse of religion? And when I say misuse, I mean indoctrination in isolation. Privatized institutions in the United States, because of elitism, operate like a religion. They even promote and encourage secret societies within their systems. I'd recommend looking up the Skull and Bones secret society at Yale. People want to think like Eyes Wide Shut stuff isn't real, but it is actually happening, and these institutions are promoting that sort of behavior. We have to protect children. If we've learned anything from Japan, we have to protect kids. And these institutions are fundamental in the cities that they exist in a lot of ways, but we ultimately do not know what is happening behind closed doors. And in terms of my work on the Voynich manuscript, why has it been so aggressively dismissed by experts that are affiliated with Yale? Why is it that some of my work is being referenced or literally plagiarized in some of these private forums? When individuals are at an institution, not because of merit or knowledge, do they end up extracting from others?